If you hold even one Luna Classic, make sure you watch this video. This is a very passionate spaces from investors of Luna Classic, developers, influencers. We talk about USTC Repeg. After Binance announced that they're delisting USTC in EU due to MiCA regulations, what is the future of USTC? Can we repeg it? Redline joins us, talks about his repeg plan, which is going to be really important. It's going to, potentially turn USTC as a meme coin and start fresh with another stable coin. Gives us an opportunity with a clean slate to build something very special. We talk about Luna Classic's future. We talk about Juris, even though there's, the market is down, Bitcoin is down, Luna Classic is down. Juris is still building. The price of Juris is going up. We've recently paid for Juris's listing on Weeks, centralized exchanges. So there's lots of update, guys. And guys, I want to also mention a special shout out to a LUNC Moon. He joined us around the 2-hour mark. I recommend you listen to it if you're going to the gym, you're driving, or just listen to it as a podcast. LUNC Moon gives a very passionate rant about it from a general investor's point of view. He's got kids, he's got normal life, 9 to 5, working hard, investing in crypto on the side for a potential dream, and he gives a very passionate rant, which touched me, to be fair, and it just made everything, it puts everything into perspective of why are we still here, why are we still building, what are we trying to achieve. So listen to the spaces. If you have any questions, guys, comment below. If you want to give us any feedback, do DM me, reach out to myself, LL, Rexy, lots of frags. There's lots of people still building on Luna Classic. We also show some meme coins, especially broccoli, as you can see on the top of the screen. So there's lots of stuff happening. If you enjoy the video, do hit that like button and subscribe. Any like, subscribe, especially comments can really help share this video with a new investor and help Luna Classic grow. So likes, comments, really helps the channel out. So hit the like button if you enjoy it, and the best thing you can do is just listen to it, and it will really help you give a perspective of what we are trying to build on Luna Classic. So thank you very much. Enjoy the spaces. We'll be back with lots more videos, lots more contents. I do a weekly Luna Classic update, DeFi content on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also content on Juris and other Luna Classic project. We also play poker. It's a really good spaces. Like I said, if you've got some time, if you're invested in Luna Classic, make sure you listen to it. So thank you very much. We'll catch you guys later. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all doing very well. It's been a bit of a rough week in the crypto market. Bitcoin pumped, dumped, pumped again, and now looking weak. All eyes on Trump tomorrow. What happens with the crypto summit? If positive news comes out, we can break back above 90k. That will be very good for cryptocurrency and also Luna Classic. In the Luna Classic world, we had a bit of a bad news. Binance to delist non-MiCA compliant stablecoins, including USDT, USTC, and bunch of others. That will mean from 31st of March, Europeans won't be able to trade Luna Classic and USDT. That is a big volume pair, so that's not something very good. And also that will mean that USTC won't be available. So not so good news. What does this mean for USTC? Is the Repeg plan still on? We'll have that discussions. Let me bring on some of our guests. I can see Rexy here. I can see the casino, Cat with Hat, David. If you guys want to come on, just request. We'll bring you on. This spaces will go on for about an hour, guys, and then we'll be doing a poker tournament. Thanks to TerraCasino. So myself, Rexy, LL69 are going to play a bit of poker. So if you want to stay tuned for that, do hang around. And next week, we're trying to do a community poker tournament with a giveaway. So exciting times to keep the community engaged. Rexy, how are you doing today?
Doing fine, thank you very much. It's lovely here in the UK, weather-wise. Bit under the weather, kind of crypto-wise, in terms of USTC for the reasons that you've just kind of explained. So, I think it'd be useful having a bit of a discussion about that and potential options.
Yes, so that's been sort of the bad news. I don't know why I always start with bad news. In terms of good news, we've had a massive announcement for Juris. First time, well, not first time, because Terra is listed on Mexi. since Terra, another Luna Classic project is listed on a centralized exchange. Weeks made the announcement, so great work done by the Juris team, especially LL, networking with them, making sure the deal is correct. Exciting times. They'll be doing the chain integration as well. So in the future, other Luna Classic projects can get listed as well. So step in the right direction. We want to make sure that obviously the tech is good, and Frag's been chipping away on that. Hopefully we'll have him on the spaces and he can talk about all the contract, all the pools that he's working on. But we also need the marketing, so timing things with the centralized exchange. Hopefully we've got other bigger plans. If we can time everything, we can just make sure with testnet, mainnet launching, we have all eyes on Juris and positive news on Juris as well. So stay tuned for that. So that has been, although the crypto market hasn't been great and the USTC news hasn't been great, that is a positive. Rexy, your thoughts on that? I'm sure you've heard Week's listing, the announcement Week's put out today.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? And yeah, to have, if you like, two projects listed on centralized exchanges from Terra Classic since the kind of rebirth of Luna, if you like, I think that's absolutely fantastic. And hopefully there'll be, many, many more to come. And of course, in terms of projects being on these exchanges, every one is an advert for Terra Classic. Every one can raise people's curiosity and think, what's that on? What ecosystem is that in? And especially if they do pretty well as well. And with Juris having, a great kind of utility behind it and potential, wouldn't it be great if it was the first, billion market cap token on Terra Classic?
Yeah, I mean, what would that mean for Luna Classic? The price of Luna Classic would be a lot higher as well. So it's definitely exciting times. Right, I'm going to just quickly talk about USTC. And Redline did say he was going to join in 10 and 20 minutes, well, hopefully 10 minutes from now. But I'll share with you my thoughts. So on a positive note, I seem to always start on the negative news first. On a positive news, Luna Classic price hasn't dumped as much on that news. I thought Luna Classic would have dropped more. So that shows, people are not invested in Luna Classic just for USTC. It was like, it is still a main part. I'm not playing down on the impact of this news, not for just for Luna Classic, for crypto in general. But it is, showing that investors are still supporting Luna Classic even after that news. So that is a positive. In terms of future, I know some people are against it. I don't mind the idea of turning USTC into a meme and, starting somewhere fresh. I don't want to steal Redline's thunder, and hopefully he can talk about it. But, he's got a plan where you use stable coins and you get rewards on liquidity pool farming. On stable coins, people can, when mint a new stable coin, have USTC as a meme coin, have this new coin, and then in the future, if we can generate revenue, we could potentially burn USTC or do something else with USTC. The reason why I tend to support that now is if we don't have the Binance listing and we've got $8 billion debt, it's going to be very difficult to repeg or have a plan come up. So if there's another idea someone's got, I'm happy to change my mind. I know, I don't want to sit on the fence. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts. It could be flawed. There could be other caveats and other things that I haven't considered. But where I'm sat at the moment, and I've followed USTC quite closely, that is a route we could potentially take. We may have missed a boat because meme coin super cycle was last year and to some extent early this year, so it's going to be a bit difficult to get that narrative going. But starting fresh, so I'm not sure what the best route is for USTC, but starting fresh on a stable coin gives us like a plain new something new. We don't have like the baggage from before. It's just like a new setting. We can start fresh, focus on what we can actually build rather than worrying about the debt and other questions coming up. So that's sort of my thoughts. Hopefully when Redline comes, we can ask him. But on a positive note, even with this news, we haven't had a big Luna Classic dump. Shows that investors are still supporting and confident on Luna Classic.
I think that's quite encouraging, really, isn't it? And it might be the case that there's not that many people within kind of Europe that look at USTC as actually being a stable coin as such. So those that are actually bought it are maybe more aware of, DeFi indexes where it can be traded, rather than just being on, Binance as such. It's an interesting one. I mean, within the casino, there was a massive amount of interest. Well, I say a massive amount of interest. There's a lot of people on X or Twitter, if you like, that basically encouraged the casino to list USTC. To, with a reasonable amount of expense, they did that. However, hardly anybody actually ever used it. So if people really want USTC to thrive, whether that's as a meme or pseudo stablecoin or, whatever it's supposedly been recently, you've got to use it. You've got to, make sure that it's kind of active and traded and things like this. However, I personally kind of support Redline's, excuse me, Redline's proposal. It's something that's been discussed by many of the validators over this last week. He presented it to them within a kind of governance chat with some L1 devs. I've not really heard anything negative about it, which that's very positive for a start. Knowing what our community is like, we're very thorough in terms of how we analyze things, if you like. But where I think it is really positive, because you could ask the question, so why would you buy this, let's say a new stable coin, when you've got something like USDC or USDT in, America and what have you? And it's actually a good question, isn't it? But the thing is, if you're trading on Terra Classic, it's great doing arbitraging and trading between the different meme coins and Terra and Juris and Cat with Hat, Pizza Bee and all these different things and FRG, cooking, what have you. However, if you're trading on Terra Classic, generally the more experienced traders, I'll say, tend to do the trading against LUNC, because LUNC is actually the basis of the ecosystem. So everything, goes up in value and comes down in value in relation to LUNC. However, if you've got a stable coin on chain, then actually you can start trading against the equivalent of the dollar. So that opens up another opportunity in terms of trading and arbitraging and, being kind of profitable.
Yes, Rexy. Juris, your thoughts on USTC?
USTC is a hard one. I don't know. Like right now, it's. I don't know if we should do quick steps, because right now it only affects Europe, and Europe is kind of, maybe I'm too cynical about it because I'm living in the EU, but I think people shouldn't give too much shit about what what the EU thinks about certain things right now, because in the US, like, the sentiment is completely changing 180, and we're still behind, and usually like Europe is going to do whatever the US is going to do. So I would just wait a little bit, but I don't think it's the worst idea. Maybe the marketing isn't that great for the USTC rebrand and the official changing the definition of USTC. I don't know if branding as meme coin is the best marketing, but saying that it's definitely not a stable coin, not being classified as one, maybe is beneficial. But I don't. But again, I don't know how we should do it. Is it enough to have governance vote? Because what if we do the governance vote? We basically, what if we pass this governance thing and then nobody gives a shit? They're yeah, but it's still stablecoin. The white paper is out and everything, and it was supposed to work like this. We don't care what LUNC community or governance decides. We're going to classify it as it's described in the white paper, and then we have an issue. You know what I mean? And we look bad because we basically say it's not, it's something else, and then they don't accept it and would make ourselves look like fools. So I don't know if that's the right way, but in general, it's not. Do you get what I'm saying? The idea is not bad. I don't know if it's the best.
Yeah, I mean, but then if we do anything, we get delisted straight away, right? At least if we try to do it, there's a chance that we don't get delisted. So that's what my suggestion was, even though, yeah, we might look more like a fool. But, stranger things have happened in crypto. So at least trying might be better than not trying at all. That's why I was.
But we're not getting we have to be careful because we're not getting delisted. It's just that they restrict trading in Europe for European countries.
Yes.
But the rest is not affected. Like right now, I bet that a lot of like international people, they're also like writing, tweeting like it's going to be delisted everywhere, and it's not yet.
It'd be interesting to see, what percentage of volume, or I mean, even the LUNC burn is going to be a good metric because they burn on Luna Classic USDT. If the burn is a lot less and they don't add Luna Classic USDC for Europe, if the burn is a lot less, it will give us a good indication of how much volume came from Europe.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's right now it's similar to the situation like with futures and stuff on Binance. Like in Germany, you cannot trade futures, margin trading is restricted. Like you can just do spot trading, and I could like think that at USTC it's the same. And I think even Happy Cat, or believes, or somebody in his videos, he recently said like it's not only USTC, like Tether is like a big issue in Europe. Like basically. With the current situation, I think like half the pairs, like most of the pairs on Binance, you couldn't trade because USDT would be delisted and they would have to like add new trading pairs, I guess. So it's not only us, I would like to stay a little bit calm and see how it continues.
And also, regardless what you name it, there's some exchanges that just list it as they want to list it, don't they? I mean, some exchanges still call LUNC Luna.
I think the main problem is that there is a company that like created the blockchain, like TFL, or run it or whatever, and there is like this white paper that is official and everything, and it states that USTC is supposed to work in a certain way. And I could imagine that it's not enough to just have a governance vote and say like we think it should be treated as something else. I think there should be, or probably there needs to be some sort of entity or group of people or whatever that like creates a new paper and says like, okay, this is the new Luna Classic blockchain, maybe even for this whole blockchain, have a white paper, like we took over, it's community owned, this is how it works. It's completely different than the old one, you know what I mean? But like this, we don't have any yeah, to me, it's just like, it's a little bit like the Binance burns. We will just cry to others to accept our opinion without anything behind it, if that makes sense.
I think you could be right. And I guess we don't know the terms in which Luna and UST were originally kind of listed. If there's some kind of legal agreement behind it, it could be that that's still kind of binding, even though one of the entities is, kind of being disbanded, if you like. Yeah, but it's certainly a point of reference, isn't it, in terms of, what we call these tokens, what they're about, and, and so on.
Okay, we'll wait for Redline to talk more USTC. Hello, you want to talk about the week listing? I shilled it a bit before you joined, but as a founder, maybe you can talk about it again. I'm sure you've been really excited. I'm sure you'd be happy to share it again.
Yeah, it's bad that DJ is not listening because he's always complaining that I'm not bullish enough. But I think today I'm in a very good mood. All the private stuff was resolved, and it's almost like karma exists. The moment I got like good news from my lawyers and stuff that my private shit is over, I think the next day I had this chat with Weeks, and we finalized our agreements and stuff. And then it basically took like 2-3 days, and then we finalized our deal for the listing. And man, I'm super excited. Like it's a live dream coming true, being listed on a pretty big exchange. I know some people say it's small, but I don't think it technically is really small. They have like a couple billion volume a day. To be fair, last year they used to be smaller than today. I think they had pretty big growth recently. They have nice deals with KOLs, and I'm super proud of LUNC community because We're going to share it with you guys, but the Juris announcement tweet on Week's account had one of the highest engagements ever on their Twitter. I think we have like 27,000 views since this morning. And I think when they announced the Pi listing, Pi network, it's like huge and everybody is like talking about it. It had 140K and on average listing announcement had like between 1 and 4K views. So ours is doing pretty well. And I think that's because everybody in LUNC was like liking and retweeting and engaging with it. So I'm super thankful and I can't wait to get listed. We are waiting for the chain to finish chain integration, which means that they need to do some technical work to onboard Luna Classic chain and the projects on it. They have Luna Classic listed currently, but I think withdrawals and deposits are closed, and they also work on that issue, I think, but I don't know if it's a priority right now, so we have to see. But once they're done with the integration, you will be able to deposit Juris and withdraw and trade. And there is going to be announcements whenever they're ready. So we are in the queue with Terra Classic Network. Juris protocol paid for it, like for the chain and for other projects to join. And yeah, so for now, that's on us. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else I forgot, Rocko? Maybe, or Rexy?
Would it be possible for you? Excuse me. Would it be possible for you to give a bit of a summary of what Juris is all about, just in case there's anybody in this AMA that maybe saw the post about Weeks, because you said it's had a lot of engagement, but they may be a little bit unsure about just the basics of it all.
So one thing we'll do, Rexy, is, you know how we interviewed yourself about Terraport? We'll do something similar for Juris in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, LL, it's a good point Rexy's made. Maybe you can give like a 2-minute version of people that are tuning in. What is Juris? What Juris is aiming to build?
Okay, so in short terms, Juris is basically the successor of Anchor Protocol on Terra Classic. It's a lending and borrowing protocol which allows you to get permissionless over-collateralized loans by using crypto collateral. And for the average user, it means that you can deposit crypto, blue chip crypto like, I don't know, Atom, BNB, Luna Classic, and other crypto, and you can earn interest on it from other people that borrow your crypto. And the protocol is basically acting as the middleman, so that you don't have to trust the other counterparty. That's the lending protocol, and Juris protocol in general is all about like reviving Luna Classic, helping Luna Classic, helping Juris holders as well, because it's also like L2 business, but it's devoted to helping the underlying chain. And it's also going to share some of the protocol revenue with members of the future Juris DAO. So when you stake Juris, you will become a member of the DAO and then be able to get staking rewards. And staking rewards in Juris terms are profits or revenue made by the protocol through lending and borrowing. And then we are going to share 15% of the overall revenue with the Terra Classic chain without strings attached or anything. Half of it goes to community pool, half of it goes to Oracle pool, and the rest of the money is for the DAO to build reserves, to do other things, marketing expenses like liquidity providing, possibly pay some of the members, hopefully, stuff like this. And that's basically pretty much what Juris is about right now.
That's fantastic. And just for people that aren't sure, could you just give a little bit of a background to what Anchor was and the impact that had on Luna a few years ago?
Okay, so Anchor protocol basically was also on-chain lending and borrowing. It had a little bit less features than Juris, what we're building, but it's it had one great thing, which we don't have actually, which is 20% fixed interest on your UST deposits. That's how Anchor grew big in the past. It used to be, I think, one of the, if not the biggest lending protocol for a while. I think at peak it might have been bigger than Aave, but I don't remember correctly. But it was huge, and it basically allowed USTC to exist and become really big, because the reason why a lot of people would mint USTC by burning Luna was because they could deposit it into Anchor, which was the lending protocol, and earn 20% pretty much risk-free at that time, which we today we know it's not risk-free, because like it all didn't work out, especially USDC. But yeah, basically Anchor was the reason why USDC was so huge and in demand, and why people would buy it up even if it got slightly below peg. Because basically what it meant is, if USDC was trading at $1 and it went to, let's say, 90 cents in this example, then you could basically buy $1, which you could deposit into Anchor and get like 20% a year for 90 cents on $1. So it's like no brainer to buy it. And that's why the peg was like easy to hold initially. And unfortunately, the Anchor APR was not sustainable, especially back then, because the interest rate was like 0%, I think, from central banks. So it was not sustainable at all, and they had to like use. I'm not sure where they got the funds from, but they used some other funds to pay the interest and fill like the rewards pool up. And I don't think like Anchor was not the reason for the DPEG or anything. But it, like, the protocol itself also wasn't sustainable, and at Juris we tried to make it sustainable by using dynamic interest rate, which is like driven by the market. So we cannot guarantee 20%, but we can guarantee that if you earn yield, it's going to be sustainable and coming from real usage.
And what was Anchor's market cap at its peak? Because I think Juris, are you about sort of 8 or 9 million market cap at the minute, something like that?
That's a really good question, because that will probably make lots of people dream. I think market cap was somewhere at 1 to 2.5 billion, something like this at peak. But to be fair, they had 10 to 15 billion dollars in TVL in the protocol. So that was like the amount of collateral and loans.
So if Juris was to manage to get to the levels that Anchor got to, what's that, like a 1000x from where you are now, or a 500x or something like that? It must be getting on that way, won't it? I know it's a big if.
Yeah, I think it's even bigger. Like, I don't want to. I'm not sure if we should go that route and even think about those numbers. But yeah, we're now at 6 million, so 1 billion is like that's like 200, almost a bit less than 200x from here.
Yeah, it's got a lot of upside, I think, going by the sounds of it, and you know, really wish you the best of luck with it. You seem to have started on kind of firm foundations, took the best of Anchor, going by what I've kind of seen and heard, added your own kind of twist to it. You've looked at kind of security. I think it's worth having a bag.
Well, I cannot give financial advice, but I don't want to say anything against what you said.
And in terms of USTC, it gives USTC a use case as well. Whatever USTC ends up becoming, even if it's just a meme coin, people will be able to deposit, and almost like, it's not staking, but you could like lend it and get some rewards. So there'd be some use case to USTC as well.
Yeah, so basically, if you intend to short USDC to death a second time, you could do so on Juris protocol. because we allow both-sided lending. So you could go and give lots of USTC as collateral. No, sorry, you have to give stable coins or something else as collateral. You can borrow USTC from the lending pools, and then you can go and like sell it and hope for price to go down, and then be able to cover your loan later at a cheaper price. So you can short it to death if you want to. That's one use case for USDC. And then on the other hand, you can also like lend it out and earn interest from people who borrow it. And then I guess it depends on the market, right? If there's more people that lend it out and buy it to earn interest, and maybe there's even apps like Selenium that do something with USDC, then it might become more valuable and people start to use it. It could have that effect. But in worst case, even if USDC is like kind of dead and nobody wants to have to do anything with it, there will still be people that want to short it, and that's how you can make money with Juris on it. So either way, we're going to have it included in the protocol as a non-stable coin. I have to figure out how to do it front-end wise due to the M word thing that I don't want to mention here, the regulation in Europe. But I think we can navigate that because we did not make a final decision yet where to incorporate the front end. There are like certain ways to do it. It's getting a little bit complex, but you have to incorporate the DAO. You could incorporate the protocol separately, or you couldn't, or it could be part of the DAO. And you could incorporate the front end as part of the DAO, or it could be my basically private LLC running the front end, but it would be in Europe, so there could be an issue with the USDC stuff. But we will figure it out. But other than that, USDC can be included on the back end anyway. So yeah, hope that answers the question.
Cool. We've got Rex. Have you got anything else to add? Are you just unmuted? If not, we can speak to Kat with that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask the question. I mean, it's obviously exciting times for Juris, isn't it? To be listed on a SEX, for many projects, that's very much a kind of chapter achieved, so to speak, isn't it? So what I was wondering is, how are you going to kind of maximize on that, if you like, or capitalize on it, to make sure that as many people as possible understand what Juris is about on Weeks and anywhere else, so they don't just think it's a bit of a meme coin?
So we are currently talking to some, I call them influencers, but I learned recently that the correct term is KOLs, KOLs, on Luna Classic. And the idea is to like get a network of people that are engaged with Juris, with Terra Classic, through Weeks as well, because they also have like their network, to reach out and slowly like build a presence. We are trying to also invite the Weeks team to our spaces. So we reached out if there is possibility to do some collaborations. And I think right now with the engagement of LUNC community, it seems not completely unlikely that they would be up to do such things with us. So basically we're like growing a network in the background to be ready for launch and stuff, to make people aware. Because outside of Terra Classic, I think still 90% think it's dead. And if you tell them Juris, I think even my friends in real life and people that are close to us, I don't think most people know what we're building. And to be fair, many in the community also trust us kind of blindly because we don't share much of the progress. Initially, I shared a lot. Now I'm sharing less. And the reason is I don't want people to become overly excited and then disappointed if it takes time, because this stuff takes time. And yeah, we're doing things, hopefully we're doing things the right way, even if it takes a little bit more. But I think even from the couple teaser images and stuff we showed, you can see that there is something behind it. But we have to still communicate it to the outside world. So that's why we're trying to grow our network right now.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get you connected to some other AMA organisers and things that Terraport and TerraVita's used. Would we be able to be looking forward to another Solid Vote AMA, because that went down? Sorry, Solid Proof AMA, because that went down pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it when we launch into testnet, because that's the it's fun that you mentioned Solid Proof. Today I reached out to them and I told them, look, we are getting ready with the backend soon, and it seems like I will be able to give you guys like, I asked them, is it okay if I give you 2 months notice before we start the auditing? And the auditing will start as soon as we deploy into testnet. So I reached out to them, and I think probably around that time would be good if we were able to do another space to like tease the start of the audit, and then maybe after the audit if they're up to.
Yeah, I think the more the merrier.
And there's another thing, me and LL's been speaking to someone about what we can do. I don't know how much we can tease it, potentially partnering up with a meme project to do some fun stuff for education. I think that's all I can say for now. That could be exciting for Juris and Luna Classic, potentially bringing lots of eyes. But yeah, we can't really share as much now. There's someone in the audience as well that's aware of what we are planning. So yeah, let's see if something comes out of it. Okay,
there are hints everywhere. Hints are everywhere.
Hints are everywhere. Okay, Cat with Hat, how you been, mate?
Hey guys, not too bad, man. I've been plodding along at work, a Fiat job, you know, slaving away, pretty to try and get some financial freedom in the future, you know. It's around about.
Yeah, Rex has been saying me that you've been doing quite a lot. You've been working a lot, but hopefully, Cat with Hat and Luna Classic can get you there, mate. The financial freedom you mentioned.
Yeah, 100%. I haven't really got much updates for the project. Really, it's just plodding along at the moment. It's kind of tracking along at the same rate that LUNC is at the moment. It dropped when LUNC dropped. Not much sales or buys going on. Not much volume, so it's kind of an indicator to either like where people aren't selling, people just waiting to see what's happening with the market. Kind of a thing. I'm not really sure. I'm not really a market analyst or anything like that. But yeah, it's plodding along.
Is it right? Is it right? The rumor that I heard that you've got some partnership with Giggle Academy and you're going to do a Cat with Hat kind of children's book.
Hey, that's. No, I mean, I don't think it's. I don't think that's true, but it could be. You never know. Something like that could happen in the future. You never know.
I know there's all manner of rumors goes around, isn't there? But yeah, fair enough.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, there's loads of rumors going around at the moment. Mostly it's just waiting to see how the market reacts at the moment, because the market's just not in the best shape. So just waiting to see what happens.
It's not even just in Luna Classic. Solana memes have been really bad. Since Donald Trump dropped his meme coin, that's literally been the top of the market. If you go and check when Bitcoin topped, that is literally, is it 19th to 20th of June? It literally just topped. It's just sucked liquidity out of all Sol memes. I don't know if it's the end of it. I hope it's not. But it's literally... dragged the soul out of some meme coins. Solana, BNB, and lots of other projects have tried to push it. It's just been really weak. So, yeah, I don't blame you to wait for better conditions.
Yeah, it's also just obviously the volume on chain has kind of dropped a lot as well. At least that's what it seems like on like all of the statistics that we get through like the APIs of like the daily volume and stuff through Terraport, and then obviously you can see on Vintrix now like the liquidity volume, the volume of like the past 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days, and that's dropped from like 1 million on Terraport down to like 400K. So it's kind of it's affected the whole market. Whatever Trump's done.
I can see Redline now. I'm going to invite Redline, and I'll invite DJ as well if he wants to speak.
Yeah.
What else is?
What's I say?
No. What else has been happening in your world, Cat with Hat world?
Mostly just keeping the project running kind of through like the DAO, making changes to the way the fee structure works on the project as well to kind of build a sustainable treasury to then utilize that in the future for like partnerships and stuff like that. And then also gearing up for like the next 12 months where I'm looking to move it to potentially cross-chain on like a bunch of other chains, but obviously the liquidity needs to be there. So I need to think of ways to 10x my personal wallet holdings to then be able to fund it.
I mean, even from Juris's point of view, we've even struggled like to get volume on other chain. I think you need to give a reason for people to trade it. You know, on BNB or Solana, we had liquidity on those pools. Osmosis. Am I missing anything, LL? We've had, we added liquidity to all of these, and I think the better decision would have been just try to grow the liquidity for the main Luna Classic pool. So yeah, my advice would be when you are moving to a chain, make sure you're connected with at least few key people in that chain that's going to help you push to their following. Because our following is mainly Luna Classic. I've got a bit of, I guess, Chainlink and HBAR following as well. I'm trying to grow that to help with Juris in the future as well. Like this Sunday, we've got some Hedera people coming. I'll announce it later on today or tomorrow. But yeah, it's really important to make sure when you are moving to a different chain, you're connected with a few key people. Otherwise, there won't be much volume on other chain.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the main problem is we don't have, like I had this with DJ today. We tried to record a video where we have where we bridge Juris back from BNB to Terra Classic, and currently I think we have a Portal bridge. I know that TerraPort has something new. Maybe Rexy can tell something about it later, like after I'm done. I don't know if it's working yet and can be used for this stuff. But currently we have Portal Bridge. It's using the wormhole. It's not very great. It's very hard to use. Doesn't work properly with the LUNC tooling right now. It's a pain in the ass. It works if you're used to it, but it's not easy to use for users. And the issue you will have is, in our case, apart from the naming issues and stuff, right? We had the wrong ticker at some point and issues with wormhole team. But like apart from that, the main issue is to get volume, or at least ongoing trading. You need to have, like Rocko said, you need to have some sort of community, and either you have people on the, for example, Solana side or BNB side, like a small base of holders that trades, or you have to have incentives for the Luna Classic people so that it's profitable for them to go and trade on the other chain because they can make profit arbitraging. But then the bridge destroys this kind of, because from the 100 users or 1,000 users that you might have, that 10%, 20% of them may be keen on trying out the bridge. Probably 90% can't do the transfer at the end. You know what I mean? And then you kind of lack the volume. At least that's our experience with bridging over currently with Terra Classic.
Yeah, it's something that I've been working on the collaboration kind of stuff in the background, talking to a bunch of people on different chains and stuff like that. With the Portal Bridge situation, I did get cut with that through Portal Bridge onto Terra, but it is a massive pain to bridge it to Terra from Classic. You got to do it through Tritium Bridge, which you got to buy the Tritium token for, which costs more than what you'd probably make in the arbitrage, so it doesn't really make any sense. And then obviously you need the fees in BNB to then bridge it from from BNB to Terra, so it's just more cost than profit. So it's kind of it's a good tool, Wormhole is, but it is very weird to use. I'll say that.
I mean, I had this talk with DJ, and he was a little bit, let's say, upset with us, with the project, because we kind of quickly announced and then pulled liquidity and left the holders with the task of bridging the assets back. And I said, like, yeah, it's right, it's true. It's also our responsibility, but this is also something that Terra Classic chain has to fix. Like, it's not having a proper bridge front end for Wormhole and for IBC and stuff to other chains is like, in my opinion, it's also something for the layer one to make sure that we have, like, I don't mind if layer twos and if the projects go and like fix it, even if that is not happening, but I would also like that. But technically it's also up to LUNC community, because we have to provide the infrastructure for projects to come and build. And if we want other projects to come from other chains, yeah, it will look weird on us if we don't have a proper working bridge front end.
Yeah, 100%. We know how that goes when we try and ask the DL1 side of things to do things with money. So so yeah, it's something that the community's got to come together and sort out, probably.
Cool. We've got DJ here. How you doing, DJ?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm here. I'm kind of half listening. Yeah, me and LL were, I don't know, it was probably about 2 hours trying to bridge some rack off from the BNB chain over to the Terra Classic chain. And that portal bridge, yeah, what a pain in the ass. We tried doing it a few different ways. Ultimately, I found that the tritium, and you know, I understand it all basically is just an access point to the wormhole. Portal bridge was a mess. We went through tritium, and then that seemed to go through a lot easier. But even that goes back over to the portal bridge for like the claiming part of it or redeeming part of it. It's just it's a huge hassle, and yeah, I was a little aggravated because I really didn't think it was going to take me that long to do it. You know, I happen to have a lot of rack off over on the other side. I know a lot of people just kind of have just a little bit. Maybe it's not so big a deal, but it was irritating me. We finally ended up getting it all over, but I was sitting with LL helping me and walking me through it. Obviously, everybody knows I'm not technical. You know, I don't know how to do those things. And I think I probably am representative of the majority of the community. But having him by my side to help me through it, I finally got through it, but it still took a couple of hours. If I were to try and do it by myself, I never, ever, ever would have figured it out. And so if there's something that the community can do to jump on Portal Bridge about getting this issue fixed, because we're going to need it for other things, not just moving rack off over to, you know, Terra Classic. If we can jump on them about getting this together and getting it fixed, if there's any influence that we have at all, we need to jump on it and do it, because it was just a humongous hassle.
Okay, we've got Redline here. I was going to talk to you about broccoli. That's been doing some cool stuff, but let's speak to Redline quickly. We'll maybe come back to broccoli.
Yeah, we'll circle back.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry, I'm just back from work, so I'm only just in the door there. Can you hear me, or?
Yes, we can. Well, take the lead, mate. We touched on USTC, so your thoughts on the MiCA regulations, and, you know, I'll give you some kudos there. You've been banging on about this for a while. So yeah, your thoughts on that news, its impact on Luna Classic, and then we'll come more into USTC, your Repeg plan that you've been working on?
So like I presume we're talking about MEEC and Genius regulations, is it?
Yes,
So,
and Binance making the announcement.
Yeah, so we spent a bit okay in terms of USTC, is it? So in terms of USTC isn't going to be ever compliant under MiCA. Now USTC would still be compliant under Genius. So there are two. Like the problem is now we've two of the biggest kind of say global areas, and their policies on this are vastly different. So under MiCA, the stablecoins, even if they're fully collateralized, still have to make a report. It doesn't matter what their function are, whether they're a payment stablecoin or whether they're DeFi stablecoin. Under MiCA, I think it's looking like there has to be a report to show that there's assets there. A fully backed reserve there, whether it's an ART or whether it's backed with fiat. So like unless somebody's going to find 5 billion, like realistically, USTC will never again be compliant under MiCA. Under Genius, it would still be compliant because it falls outside the Genius's remit. So if you look at Genius only applies to it's like an approved payment stablecoin, and there's a specific wording to it. So it'll be basically where the primary function of that stablecoin is for payments. So like where they'd be utilized in the real world markets. Like I think that's where America is going to go. Is that you can use, say for instance, maybe not Tether, because Tether isn't actually Genius compliant yet, but you could use, say, Circle to buy your McDonald's or whatever, like, and that's the way it's looking like it'll be in America. Under the EU, MiCA is a bit more vague. They don't differentiate between the stable coins like they do in the States. So it looks like all stable coins, no matter what they are, would have to have some sort of report to show that that you've fully backed reserves there, whether you're a payment stablecoin or not. So for MiCA, USTC there's no point in even looking at it in Europe. Now, saying that, if you were to relaunch a new stable, you could do something that is compliant for both still. So like on that end, I'm not too worried. If the community is still considering maybe looking at reissuing a new stablecoin and doing something else with USTC. But so in terms of regulation, you could still do something with it in the States. It could never be a payment stablecoin, but you could use it for DeFi purposes, and that's fine. And it could still be listed, I suppose, then on US exchanges. But in Europe, it wouldn't be compliant at all. And that's probably why we're seeing the delistings here.
Do you talk a bit more about what the backing should be like for MiCA? Because I know USDT is backed, but it's backed in a different way to USDC.
So you said USDC. So USDC is backed by, say, bonds, or is backed by bonds or fiat, right? So that would be like a fiat-backed stablecoin, and so then they have a thing called an ART, which is an asset-backed stablecoin. Now, the wording around that is extremely vague. So, like, complying with that, as the regulations are at the moment, isn't that difficult to say. They haven't really gone into specifics. The biggest issue with MiCA is that you have to report, basically. But you have to be fully backed under MiCA. There's no algorithmic backing or anything like that. Like, anything under collateralized, I think, is just not accepted. That's from my gathering of it.
And what's the USDT? So how does USDT back their stablecoin?
Tether, is it?
Yes, USDT, yes.
So Tether, it's quite a lot more difficult to see their reserves. So like I know they have a mix of fiat, of bonds, and they have crypto assets as well in their reserve. So I think they would need to sell like a significant amount of their Bitcoin holdings to bring them compliant with. So I think they're about 80% compliant. So that would mean they have about 80% in reserves or in bonds. So the other 20%, I'm not sure what exactly it's in, but I think a lot of it's in Bitcoin. Now, they would have to sell those Bitcoin to make up that reserve.
For MiCA compliance, you can't back it with cryptocurrency.
I don't think you can back it with cryptocurrency. Looking at it's vague enough in the wording, but I would imagine not. It doesn't state what types of assets that you can or not use. It just says it has to be. They haven't actually said those assets yet, if that makes sense. It's quite vague regulation under MiCA as to what assets that you can use. Like, it's specific enough for their fiat backed, but under the ARTs, it's very vague. It doesn't say that you can't use cryptocurrency, but it does say that they have to be fully backed at all times. And so, like, I'd imagine like you couldn't back it with BTC, because if the price went down, you'd be no longer compliant anymore. But it looks like it's open to maybe even having backed by gold and stuff like this. The MiCA regulations are actually vague enough.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know how much you can share on your Repeg plan. I know you've been talking to a few people. You've sent me a few things to read. How much of that can you share on the spaces today?
So I don't want to share exactly what I'm working on yet, but I will say I'm working on an alternative stablecoin solution for us. So something that would be not USTC, it would be a new token. I don't really want to go into specifics of it yet, but it would be yield bearing, and it would be something that isn't it would be kind of along the lines of what I was suggesting with Magic, and that it would be something along the lines of a Tether model stablecoin but applied to DeFi. So I'm kind of working on that with a few people at the moment, and I'd say in the coming days to weeks we'll have a white paper maybe for the public to look at.
And on this stable coin, it's going to be fully backed, right? We're taking a different stance.
Yeah, it would be fully backed. So it wouldn't be. I'm not going into specifics of how exactly we're doing it yet, because I just don't want it to go out there in case somebody else copies it, because at present nobody else is doing it. And just I see there's a lot of yield bearing stable coins. There seem to be like a new one every week. So until we're kind of the white paper a little bit more complete, I don't want to say exactly how we're doing it.
Okay, that's fine.
But look, in the next coming days to weeks, I will come to you with a complete white paper, and I'll discuss it with the community and see what they think of it. Like, for me, I think it's a good idea. And the reason I just don't want to release it yet is just purely on that basis. I don't want it out there that somebody can copy it, because the barrier to entry into what I'm suggesting is actually quite low. So somebody with a bit of money could do that relatively easily, and what I'm suggesting is an awful lot easier to accomplish on other chains, purely because of the infrastructure that we have, and the liquidity that's on our chains. Like, a lot of the liquidity that I'd be looking for sits on other chains. So that's the other side of it. So if somebody else was like somebody on Ethereum, the barrier to entry to do what we're suggesting is an awful lot lower than to try it to start here, basically. Like, from a technical standpoint, it's a lot more complex than what we have there. Like, it will involve a complete rework of the system we have now, so.
Cool. Right. It is 8 o'clock. We did say we can carry on these spaces and we'll speak to Redline more, but we're playing poker, guys. If you guys want to check it out, I've put the link below. TerraCasino, do you want to introduce the poker that myself, LL, and Rexy are playing?
Yeah, sorry, my mic was muted. So we're just doing a little tester game of what's hopefully more to come. A little home game that we're doing just between us four right now, being Rocko, Rexy, and LL. Just a little bit of fun on a Thursday evening. And if all runs nice and smoothly, we're going to be looking at doing some community free rolls, sort of giving back some prize pools and kind of hosting event nights for the community, just giving you guys a free chance to win some money.
Redland, are you a poker player?
I played a bit of Texas Hold'em, all right. I probably played a good bit more years ago, but I'd be open to getting back into it again.
I'm not very good, but I thought I'd play. Apparently, LL's good, but we'll see. And I'm streaming it on YouTube, guys. I've put the link. It's just unlisted for us. It's not going anywhere. But if you guys want to see how the game's going on, you guys can check it. It has got a 2-minute lag, so that people can't see my card because I'm streaming from my laptop.
And I'm all in first hand, so could be over very fast.
Yeah,
you guys are playing like crazy, man. What's going on?
We thought we'll try something different to keep the community engaged.
I just don't really want to take all of your money, to be honest.
You're the better player in here. I can see Frag here. How are you doing, Frag? Let's see if I can bring Frag up.
Yeah, Vegas is also here. We have like full house today.
With a name like Vegas, he must be really good at poker. Rexy's gone really quiet. He must be like really thinking.
I'm trying to bloody work out what to do. I've only played poker when I'm pissed before, so this is new territory for me.
He's trying to drag you out 2 minutes so you can see your hand.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was. Trying to stream snipe.
Has anyone gone on the stream? Is it working? I mean, from my review, it looks like it's working. But, oh shit, is it me now? No, it's Rexy again. Why are you taking so long?
I can't multitask. I'm terrible.
Frag, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. I just saw some guy in some TG channel posting, "Oh my God, Trader Rocko and Juris Protocol are playing poker," and so I joined.
Who said that?
I don't know. Just in some channel, I don't know.
Okay, fair. Cool. Well, I was speaking, so I'm trying to do different things. Like, one thing I'm trying to do is the spaces on a Sunday. I try to bring on like guests. So we have got. I know you're a big fan of Kuji. I'm a big bag holder of Kuji as well. So I'm bringing them on in a couple of weeks, and then I had like Solana memes. So when Juris goes well, we need to obviously bring in liquidity from other projects, and so that's one thing I'm trying now. And the other thing is like poker. Like, you know, we just talk about USTC Luna Classic. I thought, how can we engage the community more? So I thought we can try this.
Yeah, that's
next time. Maybe we can play with you, Frag.
Oh no, I'm terrible. I mean, I played Texas Hold'em, obviously, but like I'm always losing. Like I'm not a trader. I'm not a poker player. I'm like, I'm a dev.
Well, I'll try to speak to you before the Ruji Spaces. Have you seen the latest news that came out on Rujira? They just announced it.
They announced the official. I mean, it's kind of sad because I would have kind of expected an official statement about that a little bit earlier. Like, I mean, they announced the merge contract would go live on the 27th of February. And now it's the 6th of March. And today they made the official statement that it's going to be delayed. And that's kind of like, guys, are you professional or not?
Yeah, it was a bit annoying, I guess.
Like there was no official statement about the delay, and I don't follow it too closely, but I mean I would have seen like an official announcement because I follow the Rujira main account. I don't understand this. I'm a bit annoyed, as you can hear.
Yeah, myself. And I was joking that I can't be third time unlucky with Luna, then going Kuji, and then going Rune. Can't be third time unlucky. And we saw what happened with Rune. So Yeah, it's not looking great.
Rocko, are you sure? Are you sure
go
your
on.
screen is running? Because for me, it's like just a picture.
The YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just my device.
I tried to find the live stream on your YouTube too, and I don't see it anywhere.
It's unlisted, so you can only see it through the link. Let me share the link again. I've not posted it live. Okay, my bad, guys. I know
You didn't start it, right? Something like
yeah.
this.
It's showing preview on my screen. Hang on a minute. Ah, fucker. I need to.
Oh, Trader Rocko swearing on a public space. That's.
It's bad for Juris. It's poker, man. That's good. Poker's got me swearing.
Yeah, I thought he was a professional.
Rexy, go on mute. Focus on poker. You're losing. We've got Vegas here. Vegas, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, not bad. I was going to speak to you about a couple of things. First of all, how is Selenium doing? Have you got any update for us?
So, as you know, we I think last time that I spoke with you, we were going to revive the pre-sale. So we basically did a poll to the community asking if they want us to refund the pre-sale that they invested. That was because we didn't achieve the soft cap that we were trying to. The community said no, just keep trying. And we give them a couple of options. One of them was to extend the pre-sale, and we did exactly that. And because everyone is so, everyone that is involved is so keen of seeing these projects going further, we decide to give them something more. So we decided that we're going to give more tokens to the ones that bought on the first pre-sale. So instead of, let's say that you bought at 10 cents, is the equivalent of you buying at 9 cents. So yeah, we just want to give something back for the ones that are supporting the projects. Regarding the new support of the new pre-sale, it's not as high as we expected. We have a low price of entrance, still very, very attractive, but we are not seeing lots of people coming in. That being said, we have, if I'm not mistaken, around 184, if it's still updated properly, but it's around 184K. Is that enough to launch a project? Yes, it is. So we said to the community, even if we don't achieve the soft cap, we will still launch a project because we believe that this will be enough. Is it optimal? You guys are here, you own projects, you know that nothing is optimal to launch a project. You always need more and more and more. You guys just launched on Wax, yeah, on the centralized exchange, and you have to pay for this. You have to have liquidity. You have to pay for market makers. All of that stuff that costs money. Everyone knows that. So we will find ways to make that happen. But yeah, so it's not the best of the best. But in terms of the community that we have at the moment, or yeah, the funds that the community has, I think is really going very well. I think it's the best pre-sale in the markets for something in Luna Classic. So that's really good. I think people are understanding the utility that this is going to bring to the chain. And if we one day go back to old times, the market cap that this can bring to Selenium and to the chain itself, bringing something completely unique. But I think we have a lot of problems, you know. I'm very frustrated with the whole situation of these past weeks. Not with Selenium itself. Selenium is doing great. The community is just waiting for this to be launched. They know that we're going to escalate this very easily. At the chain itself, I'm really sad. I just I'm really sad I'm a lack of words because I was sick this past week, but at the same time I'm frustrated. And my hands are tied. You know, it's like I cannot do anything, and this is annoying me. This is really, really annoying me because I think not the last time that we were sorry. The last time that I was here, we talked about something more positive, and this time is seeing the list of USTC on Binance in the way that is being done annoys me. People were trying to do like a governance proposal to change the name. I can let you know if nothing changes from today to tomorrow, that is going to have zero impact because CMC is the ones that are dictating whatever the other centralization changes are doing. So basically, until we can change the tag on there, we cannot do anything. And I already got word that is if he came from X, then he's X. He's not Yankee. So yeah, it will be very, very hard for us to change the tag of USTC. Plus, we want it. Yeah, we have other problems as well. But I think our biggest problem at the moment, sorry, is the voting power of the community. We have to do something. I don't know. As I'm so frustrated that I'm just bringing strange ideas to the thing. But like Atom One did, that is one validator has one vote, and that's it. You know, because at the moment we are just being killed, and people for simple actions. And I don't know. For them, this is just a game, and it just frustrates me because I see loads of people here, yeah, really, really doing a lot, yeah, trying to do something for this chain, and for our other people, this is just a game. Is just frustrating. They are not invested as we are, and yeah, I literally want to change that because if not, we will not have 1 year here. This is absolutely garbage. But yeah, sorry guys. Just opening my heart here a tiny bit with the situation at the moment. Talking about as well, of course, the proposal to freeze the assets of the 1.86 billion USTC. People are talking about laws and all of that stuff, blah blah blah. That's all bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah. They just think that this is a game because you freezing assets. What is going to do? Okay, the court says for you to sell it, or for you. Okay, and freeze this, mate. Okay, you ask. Did you ask? Okay, I asked. Okay, now let's go to the community. Community, what we want to do, and then we decide. Yeah, it's not like we are continuing to court. We are not doing any of that. We are just making sure that if they want to touch the assets, they have to speak with us. That's nothing wrong with that. Yeah? And but I don't know. It's so many things wrong that whatever we are doing now, yeah, some from other side is just going to vote no, or vote no with veto or whatever. These fucking wars of no with veto is absolutely annoying. It's just games and games and games. Yeah. Then this makes me think if this is. I'm just going to throw the words here. So if we do a fork of this chain or not, yeah, I want to see their contacts. I want to see if who is going to be listed after. Yeah, maybe Vegas was not playing around. Maybe you have some contacts. Maybe you can keep listed the new fork or not. Who knows? Yeah, do they want to play games? I'm sorry, mate. I'm heavily frustrated.
I can I can totally understand your frustration.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I totally see it. Like, I mean, they're like, I mean, the validators in the top set, like all nodes and whatever, they don't have any incentive to vote yes to any kind of
course not,
proposal, mate. Because they I mean, they just have like they are like, I don't know, like the sheep in front of the wolf, you know? Like, yeah. we in Germany say that they are like the sheep in front of the wolf, and they don't know what's coming, and that's why they secure their business, their money, their rewards, and that's why they vote like abstain or no with veto. and it's kind of frustrating. But at the same time, I think, every delegator can override his votes of a validator, and so should the people. They should override their votes of the validators they are delegating with, and they should take active participation in the voting. And I guess what we see here is not like the vote of the community, but more the vote of the validators. And the community is like, I mean, that's a problem in you see overall, like in Germany, like the masses, they are not interested in the governance or government system or whatever. They go not vote, and then they get what they not wanted, right? So I'd guess the delegators, they need to like pull up their wallets or whatever, and they should vote on these proposals.
It's not going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen, and you know that. We are here for 3 years now, and we see some of the proposals. Some delegators are going there and try to vote. Still, is not enough to overthrow the ones that are just sitting on the corner and not try to decide, or they don't even know. Because one thing that we have to understand is that you spoke about all nodes. Fuck it. All nodes is here. He wins loads of money. Yeah, he's now winning a tiny bit less. I think around 20K a month or something like that. On the beginning, people have no idea how much money they were winning. Yeah, but all nodes, to be fair to you, is a spectator. Yeah, on Terra Classic is a spectator. Yes, they have endpoints, whatever. Yeah, but it's not the only ones that have endpoints. For example, for my own queries, I'm not even using the tools. Is other players there. I'm grateful that they have it. Yeah, and I'm grateful that they are in the chain, but they could do a tiny bit more. Yeah, for the money that they are getting. But the problem with their delegations is that they are not getting delegations like you and me. Yeah, you have to prove your value on this chain, or do like other dudes like Greenpeace scamming people. Yeah, to get more delegations. I'm super frustrated. Sorry about the words, but they don't do that. They have services. Yeah, people are staking. They don't even know what they are staking. It's completely different. So they don't even know how to vote or whatever. So it's that type of idea that one day the delegations are going to overthrow the power of the validators in this chain, as it is at the moment, is never going to happen.
What could really...
Would it be worth incentivizing, people to actually vote? Like, I know you're incentivized to stake, but there's no incentive to actually vote, if that makes sense. Would it be worth looking at, maybe rewarding people for actively voting?
That's really interesting.
I like it. Fuck, I fucking like. I love it.
Like this could.
There's just an idea off the top of my head now, so that's.
Mate, it's brilliant. It's brilliant because we need to find ways to play to stop playing these games, because this is absolutely unbelievable what is happening on this chain at the moment. It's like we have the tools to make this chain one of the biggest chains in the world. Yeah, you guys are proving it. You Red keep working all the time on Twitter. I can only see Red is a scammer. Red is a scammer. Red is fucking hell. I hate that shit. But yeah, Juris, absolutely amazing, guys. You are doing an amazing job here. Yeah, no one can say anything because for now you guys are just growing. So for now that's it. Rexis, props for you, mate. You went down, you went up. Absolutely amazing. But at the same time, yeah, if we don't do anything to overthrow these people that they don't care about the chain, they just care about the allegations, is absolutely ridiculous. We are not going absolutely anywhere. And I understand that layer 2 is one solution, a massive solution. But if we cannot do anything regarding the layer 1 in the whole, mate, I'm pretty sure that everyone that is here is going to change chain in the future. And DJ Trev is there with a hand for the last 20 minutes I'm talking. Sorry, mate.
Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so the question actually is kind of directed at you, Vegas, although anybody can kind of reply to it because I would like everybody's opinion. I had a conversation over the last day or two with a prominent member of this community who expressed great dismay, I'll put it that way, in what's going on the chain. This seems to, in this person's opinion, and I gotta say, in my opinion too, after being, I'm always lurking in that L1 dev Telegram room and looking at the things that you guys are talking about. There seems to be this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, desperation or just everybody's just tired. It feels like it's getting to the point with a lot of you guys where you're ready to kind of throw your hands up and say, I just don't know what else to do to try to help this chain or to make this chain successful. It almost gets to the point where it's like an impending doom kind of thing, like there's nothing else that we can accomplish here. Are you, Vegas, or anybody, Redline, anybody else, are you guys actually getting that sense that we're getting to a point of that's very, very critical, that's going to be like, if we don't turn shit around right now, that's it. There's nothing else that we can do. And I don't know if everybody gives up or what, but is it getting there?
I kind of or go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
So I'll be very, very quick. Sorry about my background noise, but yeah, it's my treasures. I get that every 3 months, so mate, I'm not the best person to say that. So yeah, I get burnouts, I get frustration. At this moment, I'm getting a frustration that is like, okay, this is really hard because outside help is closing doors completely, and inside of the chain, people are just spectators, and not spectators, sorry, but some of them are not spectators, are really against the chain, yeah, really against the chain. I receive a couple of messages that is just scary at the moment. It's like, what the fuck? Again, for example, is talking about all nodes. People say, oh yeah, let's give the CMC things to the dudes. Mate, they are spectators. I got the contacts for them to speak. I got all the things organized. Yeah. I'm the one saying, okay, let's update this. Okay, we forgot about that. Yeah, I'm speaking directly with the dudes. Yeah, and say, all nodes, you were the community voted. Are you okay with this? Yes, mate. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it then. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. The dudes were supposed to be the ones doing what I'm trying to do, like connecting the stuff, making sure that things happening. But they don't care. They don't have the things, and I don't blame the dudes. Yeah, they are winning money, 20,000 a month. Yeah, doing not a lot. Yeah, they did a lot in the beginning. I'm more frustrated with the other groups like Greenpeace, and I'm not even going to say other ones here as well. But yeah, so. If it's nothing that we can do at the moment, I don't agree with that. It's always something that we can do. Do we want to do it? I don't know. I have many options on the table. Yeah. Do I want to do it? Is the community going to follow that or not? I don't know, mate. For me, is one person, one vote. That's it. And let's see what the community really wants. Because everyone is talking, oh yeah, laws and whatever, blah, blah. Maybe no one knows a fucking shit about laws, yeah? They know as much as me and you. Whatever people are just pulling up from Google. Oh no, yeah, because today we have ChatGPT and Grok, Double, 3, whatever. Yeah, so everyone is a genius. That's absolutely garbage. Freezing the fucking wallet will be the best thing that we could do. And no, we decide not. I'm fucking frustrated. And from the other side, is just calling scammers, and they are the genius and blah blah blah. And you can see what is doing to the chain. Is the end the dead end? I don't think so. Yeah, that's why I'm still here talking with the community. I'm still trying to do a lot of things. Yeah, I'm still speaking with Binance. Binance now, yeah, is speaking with me regarding Luna V2. So they are going to be on the same situation very quickly. Yeah, Luna V2 is going to be on the same situation because they don't know who to talk to as well. So they are going to be on the same situation. So yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I know that I went outside of the thing, but yeah,
No.
Just to let you know, I don't think it's a dead end.
That's a really interesting fact about the thing you said about Luna V2. really interesting.
No, mate, there is not the first ones. Kraken did the same thing. So they come to me to validate developers to see, okay, is this the right dudes to speak? They are trying to speak with me. I say, yeah, it's okay. You can speak with the dudes. So they are a tiny bit lost. They are on their side as well. Yeah. So things are not going very well for them. And you can see, mate, you can see. You go to other chains that are even more or less on the same thing as us. The volume is completely different, mate. You go into the history of proposals, yeah, and people were talking. Let's increase the liquidity on this exchange. Let's do this on that exchange. Let's do this, mate. We have no tools to work, yeah. And let's just imagine that we're going to do a proposal to increase, I don't know, 1 billion on this exchange on WEX, for example, yeah, of LUNC or USTC, whatever, yeah. What the fuck do you think is going to the best name that he will call you? Yeah, scammer will be the best name that he will call you. Yeah, it's like it's hard. Yeah. It's hard, mate. It's hard.
But it's also the problem. What I also see is that usually these institutions like CEXs or like institutions in crypto, generally they don't want to get associated with any kind of drama, which is like, I don't know, the natural currency or the native currency of Luna Classic.
Don't even start with that, because you are super right, mate. You have no idea how much.
The problem is that you usually cannot, like, as an example, I made this Terra Classic vesting contract for Terra Classic to in order to be able to make like kind of regular payments to official teams that are going to be voted in, and they can be voted out, like this contract. And I was asking Solid Proof if we could like make a spend prop. But they said like, no, we don't want that. We don't. We want to.
They don't do that.
Yeah, they want to stay out of the proposal, and they don't want to be mentioned. And so I wanted to. I wanted to put up a spend proposal about 1K together with Solid Proof in order to get the audit for this special contract done, but they didn't want it. And like if you put up the proposal without like this institutions, then they usually call you scammer, or you just want to have like, I don't know.
Okay. I have a solution for you. Okay, yeah. Sorry, mate. You are super right. I understand. I know how Solid Proof works. They will never do anything like that. And I understand them. Drama is not something that they want.
Yeah, I understand them as well. So I mean, I ended up paying that like audit for 1K myself from my own like bags. But like,
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't blame Solid Proof for that. I just blame the fact.
No, 100%,
that you cannot, like, without any institutions, you cannot go to the governance module and do a spend prop.
You are right, but you are right, and this has or we change something like this, or we are just dead in the beach. That's it. But you have a tiny solution for that. I by head I cannot remember, and my brain is just burned. But is a team that they reach me out. I told them to, okay, if you guys want to ask for a grant, go for it. I advise you just to do the thing and then try to promote it. So they basically did a L2 solution for QIC on the chain, and is live now. And is a concept that is proven, if I'm not mistaken, in 3 or 4 different chains on Cosmos. So we have at the moment a mechanism on the chain that allows you to do QICs, and their team as well does audits. So will be a really good thing for you to connect with them regarding this, at least in the future. I realize already that you use Solid in the future, because the dudes are already working on the chain. Will be really good for them to promote their own product, and at the same time is a company that is already proven to work in the other chains on other Cosmos. So yeah, I don't know, just keep that in mind, and I'll try to
They
remember
do
the name of the dude.
like, do you mean KYC? But I mean audits.
Yeah. They do audits, if I'm not mistaken, as well. That's why I was thinking, okay, maybe this is a way to promote their services as well, and to help us out as well. I don't know. I was just thinking out loud.
Okay.
DJ's got his hand up.
Yeah, I mean, I asked a question. I got 5 seconds of an answer, and then you guys went on to like 10 other things.
Sorry.
I'm
So
sorry.
if I could bring it back for a second, I would actually like to hear from Rexy and hear from Redline your opinion on this. Where are we on this chain? Are we at a point where if we don't act, because we talk about all the great things that we can do, like Redline's plan is really good, but in the past 3 years, I've heard 100 really good plans, and none of them actually happen. So are we at a point yet where it's like either something is going to happen, we're actually going to take a direction and make something happen that's going to actually elevate and move the chain forward, or the chain is just done? Are we at that point yet? It's been 3 years.
Yeah, we are. Like, this chain is actually at a critical juncture, and I've been saying it kind of for a few months, even, that if you look at the Oracle rewards pool, like, that is a limited lifetime in terms of, one, when it becomes attractive to stakeholders, and two, when it's no longer profitable for the bigger validators to run the chain anymore. And like, once that happens, like if that happens, or if we let that happen, like this chain will die. There's no point in saying it. Nobody's going to indefinitely run at a loss. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are a few I know there's a lot of passionate validators here that are working on the chain, and they do run a loss. But the bigger ones, like, they will switch off. Like, no question. They're a business, and they're here to make money, and that's it, pure and simple. And I suppose for me, like, the reason why I'm still here is because, like I believe this chain still has the potential to be one of the greatest cryptos there. That's why I'm still here, and I truly believe we can still achieve that. You know, the whole Terra concept, it's a great concept, and decentralized money, and like, there's still a gap in the market there for us to do something great. That's part of what I'm working on. But we have to push the price of LUNC. Like, it has to move. And there's no two ways about it. And realistically, like, I'd say 3 years is probably that would be it. Like, we got a little bump as well because wasn't there a big USTC burn there? There was one big burn, and that actually put a bit more into the Oracle. But yeah, like, I'm sitting here because I still believe we have the potential to do something great. Like, there's still a lot of eyes on Terra Classic. We are still one of the top. You know, we're still talked about quite a lot. Like, there's a lot of media attention generated around us. Like, so if we can come up with a decent enough concept, you know, like, it's a lot easier for us than just starting a brand new chain, if that makes sense. You know, we have all the eyes on us already. You know, and making a good comeback, like, there's a good narrative to making a comeback story, and that, you know, the people did it themselves. You know, that took over from TFL, basically. And I kind of believe we can still do that. That's why I'm still here. But we really need to, especially now that we look at Binance and the delisting of USTC, we need to focus on this chain becoming profitable and making money again. And, you know, making it an attractive thing to invest in, and not invest in it because of we're going to burn our way down again. You know, like, burn elements can be part of it, but, you know, we need to have real products on chain, like, that, you know, will attract outside investors in, because realistically, I don't see many new investors coming into the community. Like there's a lot of the same faces here, and if we want things to change, we need to be bringing people back in, new faces. So like it definitely can be done. Like we still are at a critical juncture. Like we need to do something and do it soon, because even if we come up with a great plan, like they take time to build and take money to build, and not only that, generally these things, because we're decentralized, if you're a centralized team, you could just go at the plan, and start straight away. But with Terra Classic, like these things often take a lot of convincing, to get people on board and to try get the factions to unite behind something. But I think if we can show that, we can create some sort of a product that's going to make us all money again, both for out new investors and old investors, rather than focusing on trying to recover, focus purely on being a business. I still think there's a chance we can do it. And that's why I'm still here. But it is important to note that we are still at a critical juncture. Like we can't just sit around and do nothing like we have the last 3 years. We have to get something done in the next year, realistically.
So that's your time frame, within the next year. Thank you for that. Rexy, what do you think?
Yes, I tend to agree. I guess that's the short answer. I guess a more developed answer is...
I'll just interrupt actually there. The poker tournament finished. Darren won. I think next time we should ban Darren from playing.
Rig.
LL did well. LL did well, but Darren was too good.
Yeah,
Rig from the start, boys. It was Rig from the start.
Yeah, I came back from the death once, but then I got killed on the second life,
Darren.
I think.
What did you say, mate?
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll do another one next week with the community. See if anyone else can sort of challenge us, and we'll see what's what then.
So how would that work? So is it 8 people, or going to be different games going on? How would that work next week?
So what we'll do is we'll do like a big tournament amongst the whole community. We'll announce a free roll. So pretty much anyone that has the password to the free roll can just enter the tournament. If we get over 10, 15 people, there'll be multiple tables, and we can sponsor a set amount of money for the total prize pool. And we'll just see who wins out of everyone.
Cool. Yeah, I'll play again. I think my issue is because everyone can see my hand. I think maybe I need to stream from a different table. Otherwise, I think I would have competed it better.
I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, the delay was perfect. Like I wasn't looking at your stream to try and see your hand, but I was making sure that the delay was good enough, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, it all was pretty nice, and maybe you guys can get a bit of a lesson before next time.
The stream worked as well, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that next week, guys. If you're interested, you can DM the casino account, or maybe you can comment the Telegram group where they can contact you. It was fun. I just hope I don't come last.
Social media as well, and it'll be announced on our Twitter. There'll be a password announced.
I'm just on Twitter. Yes.
Yeah, as long as I don't come, I just want to be, I just want to beat Rexy and LL. As long as I don't come last, I'll be happy next week. Cool. All right. Cheers. I enjoyed that, mate. Look forward to it next week. LL?
Well, that's the first time I've ever played sober. I didn't realise you could play poker sober.
Yeah, we'll have to have a drink.
Good
cool.
evening.
Right. Rexy, go ahead, and then LUNC Moon, we'll go to you after Rexy. Rexy, you were speaking when I jumped in.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think...
Don't know if they can hear me or not.
Hello?
Good evening. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. If you just raise your hand, mate, and Rexy was speaking, we'll bring you up after Rexy. LUNC Moon, we can hear you.
Thank you.
That's what kind of just threw me there. Yes, I think we need to look at Lunar Classic as a business, or Terra Classic rather. It's not Lunar Classic. No such thing as Lunar Classic, really. There's LUNC or Lunar, as the coin as such. But absolutely right. I totally agree with what Redline Drifter was saying there, and a lot of things with what Vegas was saying as well. I know he's very emotional about it. I get to talk to a lot of people. I'm on this, well, I was on this 24/7 at one time. I'm probably on it 12 to 16/7, if that's kind of saying, but every day. And I get to talk to a lot of people, and I'm very fortunate that people confide in me, and I don't break that confidence. However, you have to treat this as a business. And just as Vegas was saying and Redline Drifter was saying, you've got major players like Allnodes. Okay, now I've not spoken to Allnodes about this, but they are a business. They're a very successful business, and they attract a lot of delegations because they've got a fantastic product, which reaches out well beyond Terra Classic across the whole of the kind of crypto ecosystem, and they deserve to do well, to be fair. And anybody moaning that they've got too many delegations, really, that's the standard to meet and to beat, isn't it? So they're an example of what you can achieve. That's the way I look at it. Okay. However, that does create a potential vulnerability, because if you've got a very business orientated organization, which successful ones tend to be, and profit focused, when you get to a stage where a particular element of your business isn't washing its face or making a profit, unless you feel the need to run that as a loss leader, then it tends to get sacrificed. And from our point of view, if Terra Classic doesn't wash its face and create profitability for, Allnodes and people that are providing infrastructure and applications for the chain, then they'll either go elsewhere or they'll fold, or they'll stay here as a act of philanthropy, but they'll have to go elsewhere to maintain their viability and sustainability. So, you've got things like Terraport. There's literally millions of dollars being invested in Terraport to build it out. And in terms of Terra Classic, I think it gets a good slice of the cake in terms of adoption. However, there are many people that are against it, and in many ways I can understand why. There's some probably quite reasonable reasons, and there's probably some reasons that are, you might say, less than reasonable, and it's maybe to do with vendettas and people just not liking others maybe succeeding in something, that type of thing. But as a chain, what I try to do is, I'm not really bothered whether I actually like you or not. I'm not really bothered whether I like your project or not. What I am bothered about is whether you're passionate about Terra Classic and you want to contribute to it to help us all achieve something, which is what DJ Trev mentioned, about us actually surviving and becoming, great again. And for that, as an ecosystem, we've got to thrive, and we've got to look to the outside world that we're thriving. And for that, you can't have this pettiness in terms of, or animosity in terms of other projects. Like I say, it doesn't matter if you like them or not. Are they on your side? Are they doing something to promote the ecosystem? And if they're doing that, they're an advert for Terra Classic. And every advert you have for Terra Classic helps draw people here. But we've got to make things viable. And there's the different kind of pillars here. There's kind of maintaining the community, which things like this AMA and the KOLs and, each kind of validator and project in the ecosystem tend to do in terms of having their own sub-communities. But in terms of that governance, if you can't maintain the validators, you ain't got a chain. And this is what Redline Drifter was saying. And for that, we are going through a stage where regularly, unfortunately to say, there's a turnover of validators, and there always has been a bit of a turnover of them. And you can understand it in terms of some people come on, they'll decide to validate, they'll think that they've got this, USP in terms of whatever they're going to do is validating, and great marketing plan, and people are just going to delegate to them and they're going to make tens and tens of thousands. I mean, I've had quite a few conversations about this, and I've had to kind of advise people of what might be more of a realistic outcome. However, we've got to fill that oracle pool to the point that it provides enough income for validators to maintain validating and seeing that it's still worthwhile. So if there's projects that come to Terra Classic, and hats off to LL69 earlier when he said that half of the income from Juris is going to go to governance, if you like, in terms of the Oracle pool or the community pool, and I guess that's probably
it's 15%, Rexy. I'm sorry, I just want to
15, not 50.
Unfortunately, it's only 15.
It's 50, Rexy.
So I thought he said 50. There you go.
Me and Rocko are splitting the other 35%.
We're a business too.
Yeah. Oh, so you've got a new validator coming then, Trev, with the other 35%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so 15. Well, either way, 15% is fantastic. And that's that's a significant amount. It's a bit like if he was in the UK charging VAT or something like that. So that's fair enough, isn't it? And maybe that's a bit of a way forward. I mean, most projects look at what they can contribute. I mean, Terraport, it buys back and burns LUNC. So does TerraCasino. And many of the tokens on the chain as well. But I think we need something that's in keeping with the unique elements of Terra Classic, which, in my opinion, was the decentralization and this ideal of having freedom of kind of money, if you like, and fully kind of centralization in terms of not being tied down to a particular kind of government or set of regulations. You can still meet, you can still comply with things like, I guess, common law expectations that, you don't scam people and thieve and things like this. But in terms of, that kind of free ecosystem kind of dream, I think, we should pursue that still. And from that point of view, when you've got something like UST, that provided a secure store of money so that you could trade within the UK system, you could kind of save, you could plan, and all sorts of stuff. And maybe we need something like that again. And I'm a big believer, and I've been for a long time, that USTC is not the answer. I think it's unfortunately had its day. And just to kind of pick up on something that I did say at the top of this call, or AMA, if you like, is TerraCasino had a lot of requests to list USTC, and this will pick up on something that I think Frag said earlier. It was either Frag or Rocko, I can't quite remember. I'd got a pair of jacks I was trying to win with, and and that was that we've got to, we've got to make this pay, and if we don't make it pay, then everybody is kind of going home. And USTC, it would been there'd been a lot of requests to put it into the casino there. We put it into the casino. I spoke to the devs about it behind the casino, and they said, well, we don't really want to list that because there's no volume to it. There's no interest in it. And it took quite a lot of convincing. And, we got the casino to list it. And, you'd probably get 400 likes on a tweet that mentioned about, shall we put USTC into the casino? In the 2 or 3 weeks it was in there, I think 2 people tried it or used it. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. So what you see in social media and what is actually reality in terms of what people who invest and will engage with you are 2 completely different things. So you can't necessarily just go by social media to actually create your strategies. I think you need something a little bit more robust than that. So I've, that was quite difficult. That was, and very kind of disappointing as well. So I'm all for listening to Redline Drifter's new kind of proposal whenever it comes out in terms of his idea about I guess potentially a new token, whatever it may look like. And I think we've got to look at what are the opportunities ahead rather than looking at the past, and dwelling on it and maybe thinking, well, I fell out with this person in the past or whatever the case may be, we're at that point where if we don't do something soon, we won't be viable. And then it doesn't matter how much you dislike somebody or like somebody, that ain't going to fill your bags because we'll be past that, I believe. We've risen from the death, from death once, if you like. It's nearly at the minute as if we've got some kind of, real long chronic metabolic disease that we need to kind of get sorted out. But I think we can be rescued. I think we've got some fantastic products on chain. We've got no end of wallets. I think last time I had a count up, there was about 70 or 80 different applications on chain, or websites and things that use the chain and aggregators and things like this. And you've got Juris as a lending and borrowing protocol. You've got Selenium in terms of the synthetics, coming online, is what Vegas has just said. You've got Terraport in terms of a DEX. Garuda have just made a DEX. There's no end of NFT projects. I've mentioned about the wallets there. You've got the cross-chain kind of protocol and bridge within Terraport as well, which is functioning. There's some other projects that I'm aware of which are due to come online as well. Whatever Happy Catty's Project Remedy is, that'll be interesting to see what that is. There might be a few Project Remedies ready to pop out. Who knows what's around the corner?
Metaverse.
But we've got to engage with them, and we've got to engage with them beyond Terra Classic, because you can't keep recycling the same money. You need new investors to come in, and they've got to see something solid, dependable, that's worth investing in.
Thanks, Roxy, for that. Yeah, it's really important we pull through. I know you guys have said a year. I think it's more like 6 months, I'd say. And I hope Juris, Selenium, Terraport, we can really get some new money coming into the space. We'll take one question from LUNC Moon, then we'll start going around the table. LUNC Moon, what would you like to add?
Good evening, gentlemen. I do appreciate all your support. I've been with the community for 3 years. I've done over 2,500 posts with no commission, just to support you guys. I am a big loss for my Lunar Classic coins. I think I've got about over 160 million coins at the moment, but I just wanted to say, I'm with you guys. I appreciate everything you do. I've got a lot of respect for Vegas, Rexy, Redline, and I do thoroughly believe, like from London here, that there must be a reason why a billion coins has been burnt this week, and no other chain would be doing this for no reason. And I reckon, if we all can just get our heads together, Lunar Classic could be, within, the top 10 in the future. So I just want to say, I'm still with you guys, even though I'm at a massive loss. I've sold all my coins, and I respect what you're doing.
So did you say you've sold all your coins?
I've sold everything. XRP, ADA. I've all got is the Lunar Classic.
Oh right! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm all in. So.
So you sold all those to buy more Lunar Classic?
Yeah.
Oh wow! And can I ask you to elaborate on what are the things that you assessed to come to that decision?
Well, I've been I've been monitoring the charts, and I've been watching the burns, and there must be a reason why. You guys may know more than I do, but this week alone, that a billion Lunar Classics been burnt, and all it's going to need to do is if something just needs to click, and that could be 10 billion. And if we could do that each week, it won't take long till to our target for 10 billion coins. And deep down, I feel you guys can do it. I know there's a lot of infighting on the chain, but I know you're all doing the best you can. But it is hard to see. I'm down. I ain't gonna tell you how much I'm down in total, but I am down thousands of pounds sterling just being with you guys. But I believe in the long term. Sorry, that's my children. You can turn it around. So, if you check my profile, I've done 2,500 posts. I'll get no commission. I'll get no support. I'm on my own. I've got no agenda. I'm just doing it for you guys. I'm just trying to do my little bit. I ain't got enough money to, be a ex blue chip. I can't. But if I can help, let me know. Okay.
Oh man, you're just coming on and
You are already helping, mate.
Yeah, you're already helping, and I respect that. Sorry, go ahead, mate. I'll speak after yourself.
I'll let you, I know you guys are very busy. So I've got my baby's awake. I'll let you go on someone else, okay?
Okay, no worries, mate. Well,
anyway, respect from London, okay? Take care. Thank you for letting me talking.
No worries, mate. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know how to react to that. I'd never advise people to go all in. When I speak to people, sort of like Rexy, Frag, LL, I'm sure Vegas maybe as well. Like I say diversified, and it's not really helped me diversifying to Kuji, Rune, and other stuff. But I'd still look at Ethereum like one of my biggest bags. Whereas like some of these guys, they're just all in. When I speak to Rexy, he's like buying random meme coins on Luna Classic. I'm like, why are you buying that, Rexy? And like, it doesn't make sense. Same with like LL. He's like so dedicated to Luna Classic. Like he could potentially look at other chains to make more money, get more funding. Like funding would be a lot easier on other chains, but he's dedicated to this chain. So there are people that are fully dedicated to this chain, and I respect that. And I mentioned a few spaces before as well. Like it'd be great to make money like through Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other stuff, or another meme coin or another coin. But the best feeling would be to make money with Luna Classic. We've been doing these spaces like for so long. Like LL's like one of my close friends now, just in general, and like there'd be nothing better to make money and succeed with Luna Classic, with all you people like LUNC Moon. I've never spoken to him before, but it just brings it back down to earth a bit, like what we're trying to achieve, and it just motivates me to work harder and try to make success of it. Vegas was quite passionate today when he spoke. Like listening to these stories just wants you to make this work more than anything. Making money would be great, but making money with Luna Classic and you guys, community friends, would be one of the best feelings that I can have. So yeah, that was quite an emotional speech by LUNC Moon, but we'll start going around and ending the spaces. Then who shall we go around with? Maybe we'll start with Frag. Do you want to add anything at the end, Frag? Finishing thoughts?
I don't have to like finish anything like the thoughts on the space. Like LUNC Moon, that was a really like emotional appearance, and I would not advise anyone to like go all in on anything, but like I guess your kid like like I guess your kid set the emotion here. I wish you all the best for your kid and your family and your bags as well. And yeah, that kind of touched me. From this, like, from Juris, the update is that today I kind of completed all the core contracts, including the factory. So DJ Trev, he made an update a couple of days ago from his car, stopping by at McDonald's. And where he said like I kind of completed all the the core contracts and just the factory was missing. And today I completed the factory, and the next step is going to deploy the whole setup onto testnet. And this will be like the complete backend of Juris protocol without liquidation, to be fair. But like it will be like fully functional in terms of like creating pools, deploying capital into the pools, lending, borrowing, whatever. And that was kind of finished today. With the tests, unit tests, and like the more sophisticated testing can be done on testnet because in some areas the contracts cannot be quite tested like they are deployed on a chain because you have to mock up like setups and so on. Like yeah, but that's my update in terms of like the Juris protocol development.
Thanks, Frag, for coming on. Let's go to DJ, then we'll go to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm kind of gathering my thoughts. I think all of us are after that very touching chat from LUNC Moon. This guy, I don't think any of us have ever spoken to him, but he's probably, just indicative of the majority of the community. There are thousands of LUNC Moons out there who have really just stayed very, very dedicated and hopeful to the chain, but also very much to you guys. And I hope that the weight of what he said in that whole story is really, really felt by all of you, Rexy, Frag, LL, Redline, Vegas, all of you guys who are here right now, and I hope Strath listens to this. All of you guys who we as a community rely on to actually make something happen. And it really just kind of goes back to my original question. It's been 3 years. We have a lot of really good ideas. When do any of those ideas actually come to fruition and do what we want them to do for the chain? No, none of us would recommend that anybody ever go all in like he did. But when you really break it down, he's relying on you guys. He's trusted in all of everything that he's heard. The fact that you guys are all still here, you're still working, you come up with all these ideas. For the most part, you're usually pretty positive about the potential of LUNC, and it's inspiring to people. Sometimes inspiring to the point where they're going to sell all their other shit and buy LUNC because they believe in you. So I hope that you feel that weight. I hope that you feel the obligation to be very honest with the whole community, right? At all times. It's not just about let's talk to them when things are going good and when we've got a great plan. It's also let's talk to them when we're pulling our hair out because we don't know what else to do. These are real people, as we just heard, with families, with kids, with whatever, right? Who are just hoping one day for a better life. And you put yourselves in the situation, right? You're in the position where it's up to you. And so I guess I'll just leave it at that. And I hope that, we don't just go off into our everyday lives and kind of forget about LUNC Moon and the rest of the community. This is something that we should hold with us and think about every day while you guys are working on your little plans and your schemes to actually make the. You got to remember LUNC Moon. You got to remember his baby crying in the background. You got to remember his young family. And you got to remember the fact that he is counting on you.
Thanks, DJ. I sort of already did my finishing speech, I guess, or a finishing talk. But I'd like to add this as well. It's quite difficult to build on here as well. And Vegas touched on it with governance. Like you might want to deliver things, but there's so much there's so much politics going on, voting power, governance, validators. It's sometimes very difficult to deliver stuff. And that's why with Juris, like at least you can focus on your project, and L2 is easier. And maybe I've been a bit scared or frustrated of USTC, the politics, and they're just sort of focused on Juris because you can get things done when you're aligned. With Luna Classic, like Vegas mentioned, like even forking or doing something else, and he's getting really frustrated because Vegas is passionate about this chain, and I know people call him scammer and stuff, and Rexia scammer, even Mia scammer. Like, people call this stuff. It doesn't help. They're working on this chain, but it is frustrating as well. I don't know what the answer is. I've just wanted to make that point that we're working hard. We want to do things with Repeg. Everyone tries to play their part. I've tried to push every Repeg narrative, videos, spaces, all this cool stuff that I tried to push. But with governance, it's quite difficult to get things done. I guess I'm just thinking out loud here, but it can be quite frustrating. But we'll keep pushing, and we still have, I'd say, like you guys have said, 6 months to a year to come up with something to save this chain. Okay, Vegas, your final thoughts?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I was just rugged from the space and I was able to join. Twitter for me doesn't work very well. Okay, yeah, LUNC Moon, you're going to have a new follower. You just touched me. I literally identify a lot with you. I feel your emotion. It's the same as mine. I understand you're all in. That's why I don't play poker, Rocko, and I never did. My name or my tag doesn't come from poker at all. It comes from something else, completely different. So that's why I don't play that, because I always all in, and that's one of other things.
Did you used to be a stripper?
Huh?
Did you used to be a stripper?
Yeah, where is this name?
Nah, it's connected to software, mate. It's connected to software, but yeah, it's okay. But one day I'll play poker and I'll play in your platform, mate. What you are doing is absolutely amazing, and we need more like that. But coming back to the LUNC Moon dude, mate. Literally, I came here very, very frustrated, and yeah, I'm really happy that I found someone like me that is like. You are frustrated with the situation, but you are really betting that this is going to work out. I am on the same situation. You can identify as me. It's like it's absolutely brilliant that we have people on the community like you, that are still believing on the chain. Are we okay? Let me go to another side here of this decentralization. We want for this to go further? Yes. We want to be centralized or not? We want to be completely decentralized, so let's give one vote to everyone. Yeah. And DJ Trev, regarding the situation that you ask, if we are done or not, we have many options. In my opinion, at the moment, if we want to go fully decentralized and give one vote to everyone, let's just go for it, yeah, and see how it works. But because at the moment, everyone is just fighting for a little bread, and everyone is just using politics, and the majority of them are not even understanding what the hell they are doing to the chain. And I think a lot of things can be solved if we go or one side or to the other side. We cannot stay in the middle. Or we go fully decentralized or we go fully centralized. Because at the moment we are just in the middle, in the limbo, and this doesn't work. This absolutely doesn't work. It's not working for us. It's not working for other chains in the Cosmos. It's definitely not working for Luna V2, and you guys are going to see it very soon as well.
While we're on the back, while we are on a best track to get fully decentralized. By the way, wanted to mention that.
No, regarding the full decentralization question here is, imagine at the moment, you, me, Rexis, for example, here, just look into the main panel here. May we have maybe 3, 4, 5% of the votes on the chain? I don't want that. Let's go to one vote. Let's go to 0.0001% of the chain. Yeah. So each validator has one vote. Each person has one vote. Fuck it. If you want decentralization, that's it.
I don't think that will work. How do you mean? As in one vote for every validator and that's it, or one vote for every wallet? Because if it's one vote for every wallet, that can
He
easily
means
be
equal
manipulated.
voting power for each, equal voting power for each validator. You have 100
exactly.
validators.
Yeah.
Each validator has 1% voting power.
Yeah. So everyone has the same amount of power. It's like Atom 1. Atom 1 is doing that. So, yeah.
Would it not be better to incentivize active voting, to actually get the stakeholders to vote, rather than the validators?
Yeah, where
I
are you
think
going
that's a
to
much
get that
better way
money?
to go.
And how?
No, because it'll never work. We've tried and tried and tried, and it doesn't work. And you've got a bunch of validators who go out of their way to let their delegators know, we got you. Just delegate with us. Trust what we say. You don't even have to worry about it. We will vote on your behalf. And they're selling that narrative, and that's what it's become. And they're not going to let go of that because they're not going to let go of the power.
You can
make them let go of that.
You can override that. Yeah, you can override that behavior because money is stronger than that kind of narrative.
Yeah, understand that. Red and Frag. Red, mate, I'm not your boss. I wish. But try to think in a way. Try to think in a way that it might work, not for the simple person like you and me, but for the whales. How are you going to give them money for them to vote? Because imagine they have a lot of weight on the chain. If you have like 100 billion LUNCs or whatever, and you are going to vote, are you going to vote because you're going to have one more LUNC on your wallet? I don't care about that, mate. So it's like you have
commission because you can give them no commission or less commission for that vote.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm in love with that idea. I think we could even mix the two of them, but whatever. If one of them works better than another one, fuck it, let's go. Because at the moment you're just dead here. It's like any single thing that you guys think that is a good idea, I challenge you to go and say it before someone else, yeah? Or basically breaking the chain in two, yeah? And you say, this is my idea. The other one is never going to vote for that. And this is silly for me to say, but like Trump was saying yesterday or whatever I do here, even if I find a cure for cancer or whatever, the Democrats are never going to clap. This is the same thing that is happening to the chain. If one side says yes, the other side is going to say no. And opposite, talk. And this should not exist. Or we are fully centralized, and it's like one dude says something and everyone follows. Or we are completely decentralized, in a way, whatever, if we're going to promote the people voting, or if we're going to take votes from the validators and giving only one vote, whatever. We have to find a way to make sure that the whatever we say to the rest of the community that we are fully decentralized is indeed fully decentralized, And I think that will solve a lot of problems. Or we'll create more, but at least we get out of this limbo.
No, it was meant to be finishing talk, Vegas, but you've made a good point. But how would we go about that? Because if we put a proposal up, validators probably vote no. So
I don't know.
There's no realistic way
it's
of
a
doing
funny
it,
one. But for example, what Red? Sorry, mate. I'll finish my thoughts. But what Red was saying regarding the promoting the voting for the general community, I think that might attract the general community to vote, and plus the normal votes of the validators that don't look to politics might be enough to make this pass. Yes, he raises a couple of questions. Where are you going to get that rewards? What are you going to do with the whales? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, but let's try it. I just have to try it.
What I just suggest doing is actually tying the staking rewards to the voting. So that, say, there's a counter that counts, say, 5 votes. And for every missed vote, your staking rewards gets cut by 20%, say, or something like that. And so, and have the rewards, say, distributed, or whatever's cut, say, distributed among the voters. So there's an incentive to vote.
I like. So
So if
we will
you
be proof of stake and
yeah, so if you miss
participation.
5 votes, you get nothing.
POSP. Okay, like it. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Like you need a more like active approach, but because people they usually respond more to like farming, actively clicking on something instead of like passively waiting, and like you cannot approach people by having them like get no rewards. They will not notice in the end. Or maybe
but
they
this
notice
could
and
be a
they just
job.
wonder.
Okay, but Frag,
Like-
this could be a job from L2 solutions of wallet providers like Galaxy, like LUNC Dash. I don't know anymore in my head now. No, Terraport, sorry, wallet. To make sure that they, for example, activate notifications on the desktop, for example, or on the app. And every time that is a proposal on the table, the user is going to receive a notification. If you want to increase your rewards, vote now. Whatever, something like that.
I mean, I made no marketing research because I'm not a researcher. But I guess that like actively going to a page, voting for something, and receiving the rewards for that is like more effective than.
Okay.
Generally, it's more effective to incentivize people than.
Direct incentivation.
Sanction them.
Okay, so maybe just offer increased rewards for participation, or whatever, something like that.
Yeah. You are right. It's that test of the kids that you want 2 candies now or 3 candies later, and 9 and 10 will say I want two candies now. So yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I understand you.
Okay, right. Let's go to Cat with Hat next. Your finishing thoughts, mate? You're still there, Cat with Hat? Okay, Cat with Hat's not there. I think we've got 2 people left. If I've missed anyone, do shout up. Juris, and then final thoughts to Redline. Juris? Guys, can you hear me, or is it just me?
No, I can hear you.
I can hear.
Can hear you.
Okay, might be LO. What's happened to LO?
I think LL and the cat with Hat are in their own little DMs.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, Rexy's got his hand up. We'll go to Rexy and then final thoughts to Redline.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? And I think when there's a good discussion like this going on, I think is a good incentive just to keep the kind of discussion open and going. Regards to decentralization, I think that is a massive strength of our chain. I think the way that it's panned out is kind of like an ongoing experiment. It's shown things that it's very good at doing, and that are positive and useful. But it's also demonstrated some of the drawbacks of it as well. We're very much vulnerable to people that talk with confidence, but maybe not full facts and competence, I suppose you might say. Fudding can have a massive impact on the quality of a decision, and I'm saying that on the basis that if you want to base your decision on truth, and somebody is giving an alternative truth, if you like, or a lie, or FUD, or whatever you want to call it, that makes it very difficult for people with the best of intentions to actually choose the right answer, if right is the right word. So I think with decentralization, I don't think we're too bad, to be honest. And although there's been some, how can I put it? I'm not going to say negativity. There's been a lot of reality in this discussion in this AMA today, isn't there? And I know there has been within all the kind of Telegram groups over the last kind of few weeks. However, I think there's a lot of positives within the chain. I think the centralization element to it and the way that the governance works, I think is pretty good. I think where the opportunities are for us to improve, and it might be that the risks that are becoming more apparent to us now in terms of financing the chain and validators, I think that might become sobering to people to make them think, hang on, what's the future look like? If I carry on the way that I keep carrying on and making out that I know that I'm informed about things, when clearly it's becoming apparent that I'm not, I think it will help people to start to band together, get rid of their differences and look at a bigger picture. So I've been approached in private chats by, I'm not going to say who the individuals are, but by a number of people recently, and what they've tried to do is tried to rally me to take sides against other people. And my response to them has been, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a toss what your history is or anything like that, providing you're not, a scammer or a criminal. I don't care whether you agree with my politics. I don't care whether you've got a project that's better than anything that I'm involved in or different or whatever. I don't give a monkeys. If you're passionate about Terra Classic and you're prepared to put a bloody good shift in and do what you can to turn this around, to help motivate people, to help keep the community together, to help build, to help finance, to help connect with other communities, and to actually do what you think and what most people in the community would think is very positive for us, then I'll support you. I don't have to like you. I have to like the chain, and I have to like us all as one united team with different ideas, like a massive family. We might have the odd wayward kind of sibling here and there, but they're fighting for us. They'll hold the gun when the time's right, and they'll really kind of go with us. They're the people that are our community. They're the people that keep us together. And my response to these people was, solid like that. I'm not going to side against people. I don't have to like them. But if they're doing something positive for us, then I'll support them. And, I know, recently there's, particularly when the proposal was put forward about who would control the socials in terms of CMC. That caused, a bit of a bun fight, didn't it? And there's a lot of false facts, if you like, or untruths spread about that. And it was nothing to do with Vegas. It was, somebody else in the community that had took it upon themselves to sort that out. And they'd done it with the best of intentions. I can remember having a chat with them thinking, crikey, it maybe wasn't the wisest way to go about it, but the person had got to the end of his tether and he thought somebody's got to do something. And if I can't see other people doing it, then I'm going to do it. And I reflect on this because I had a bit of a moment chatting to him thinking, my God, I can't believe what you've done. And I reflect on it. I thought, fair play to you, because you've done something. You've made something happen. You've not sat back and just slagged other people off or, drawn negative conclusions on people, or claim that you're an expert on this, that, and the other. You've gone out and you've tried to make a difference. And if everybody did that, we'd be in a better shape than what we are now. I connect with various businesses and companies across kind of crypto, and to help the casino out, we've made a connection with an advertising agency based in Canada, as it turns out. And these got a massive, great big pedigree. They've worked with stake.com and, some massive companies. And what I tend to do is when I reach out to somebody new outside Terra Classic, after you've had, broken the ice and so on, I say to them, so how do you know about Terra Classic? And I try to understand their perspective as somebody outside the ecosystem. And there's a lot of people, a lot of developers out there that used to be part of Luna or have big bags with Luna that don't even know that we're still existing and that we're still here and that we're still building. It came as quite a surprise when I explained to this person, the projects that was on Terra Classic and, what we was trying to do. So that's a big business out there that, we're now kind of involved in, if you like, we've got business agreement with. But there's lots of other big businesses out there. And if we all go out and we all connect with them in our own way, then that helps spread the word. And we've just got to do what we can do rather than criticizing other people for what they may do. And I think we're going to start pulling together. I can see it happening now. The fact that we're all here talking here, nobody's pulled anybody down. We might disagree with some people's ideas, but that's healthy. You need to be challenged, because if you're challenged, it helps you reflect on what your own decision is, bring in new evidence, and make a better decision. So I think we have got a future. I think we've got to just not give in, but we've got to look at what the opportunities are, and we've got to embrace them. So, I'd say in terms of Redline, get your proposal out there sooner rather than later. Let's get a dev team behind it, see how feasible it is, and every application that's on the chain here, whether you're Juris, Terraport, whatever it may be, get behind the applications that are building out your ecosystem, because they're building your future.
Thanks, Rexy. Redland will give you the final thoughts. Would like to ask you when you think you'd be able to release the white paper. But LL's just messaged me. He's just come back. So LL, quick final thoughts, and then we'll go to Redline.
Yeah, thank you, Rocko. Apologies, my food just arrived, so I was 1 minute away. I wanted to actually say props to Vegas for keeping his head up and grinding and hustling. And my comment on all of this stuff that's wrong and bad with the L1 chain governance and stuff, I would just not think about it. Maybe it's, I would just, I don't disagree that there is like stuff that could be better and like different. And we have issues with like, not so useful entities still being on the chain. I don't want to name names, it doesn't matter anyways. But what I think is that if we start to go for that, if we go and focus on like those issues, then we start to work on symptoms of something and not the underlying issue, which is like we don't really have good apps, like the apps basically. Like apart from Terraport is nice, but it's a DEX. It's like more or less something crucial. It's like DEX is not enough to be outstanding and have users and stuff. And there is people that are building things like Selenium, and I encourage you to like keep grinding through it, man. Like bring it live. And I think a lot of people, a lot of things are going to change. Like when we get users back again, or we get new delegators, so they will have to decide where to put their coins. And then the old delegators will like see who was just talking and bringing people and things down and who actually delivered. And I believe that things are going to change for the better. And I think it's waste of resources, man. It's waste of your own nerves. I would rather spend time with your family and the rest on Selenium and just not worry about the L1 right now. Because it's the L1 is like, it's not like I'm shitting on the L1 or something, but it's taken good enough. It's being taken care of. How do you say that? At least well enough so that it doesn't die. And for now, it's good enough. We can build on it and then see how to fix things in future. That's just my opinion. I didn't give up, but I kind of let things go on the L1. And then at some point, I think we can review it and see how we can fix certain things. And maybe certain things don't need to be fixed in future because of different people and different entities engaging on the chain and building and stuff. Maybe it looks a lot different then. Yeah. That's my 2 cents. Thanks.
Yeah, and you can build applications on L2 like stablecoins.
Yeah, well said, LL. And you've told me this as well. When I get frustrated, I'd be like, "Oh, we're investing so much money on LUNC. Should we look elsewhere?" And LL gave a similar speech to me. So thanks for saying that. But we can't completely ignore L1 because we're still building on the base chain at layer 1. That still needs to be good enough. But yeah, if it's I don't know, it's a difficult one. We can't spend all our energy focusing on L1, getting frustrated and wanting to go somewhere else. But also we can't just focus on that and not do anything else. It's a balancing act. Vegas, you want to reply to what LL just said?
I want to add one thing. Maybe it's provocative, but I don't think the L1 really needs to be fixed at this point. Like it's not perfect, but it works like all the other chains. They can get along with it, and we should be able to. If we focus on the important stuff and get the right people back on the chain, then I think it won't matter this much. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Redline just said he's had to go off, but he says that it should become, his white paper should be live in the next week or so. I'll try to get a closer date from him later on. Rexy, you had your hand up again. Maybe you can do the final thoughts and we'll end the stream.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of want to just pick up on something that LL69 said there. And yes, and I can understand your frustration, Vegas, in terms of government proposals maybe not always going the way that you'd like. And I know it is a bit more in depth than that, and I fully understand. And I think we've got a piece to do with validators and also people that delegate to validators in terms of providing traceable, honest education in terms of the facts behind maybe how the chain operates and whether certain legislation actually does apply to us or not, or what the case may be. And just because you make a proposal and it doesn't go through, it doesn't necessarily mean that people don't support that proposal. So to give you an example, with my TerraVita hat on, the last proposal you put through, I would have voted for. However, to maintain the kind of trust and respect, or certainly not to diminish it, with other validators and people in the chain who had reached out to courts and other legal people to get their opinion on, whether these funds should be, frozen or not. I thought, let's give them the opportunity to get a reply and give them a week or two. And then if the courts haven't replied by then, or they've got a reply back which kind of confirms that, what we're doing is fine, and I suspect they won't get a reply, to be quite honest, then, if the vote went through, if the vote happened then I'd vote for it. But I didn't want to feel that we was just panicking and jumping the gun and voting for something for the sake of, the fear element, so to speak. But otherwise, heart's behind it. So, yes, so the point being that just because something's not voted through, it doesn't necessarily mean that people don't support it. It might mean that they just need a little bit more time. And that's, how it works in lots of other kind of factors within life. In terms of how validators are working, I think it's going all right. And I kind of trust delegators to ultimately choose the right validators, if you like, and that decentralization will enable us to make the right decisions. So I think we need to focus more on L2, just as LL69 has just said. I don't think that changing the L1 code is necessarily going to bring a lot of people here. I think having an ecosystem where there's existing builders that can show that they're profitable.
Also, like another thing with L1 is if you and I speak to, or HBUF, for example, I speak to them next week. They've got L1's funding L2. There's people that are making money, like let's say Olno's the biggest validator. They should be funding more L2 projects. They should be, I'm not just saying directly pay, but any other way to support them. Because if people are not getting the support, there's probably crazy people like LL, myself, you, Vegas. We just focus on this chain. We're trying to build out of our own pocket. We're not attracting more users. So L1 is not just about the code of L1, but it's also the infrastructure and the fundraising, funding people, supporting people, helping people with developers, coders come on chain. So I don't just mean the code or L1.
Absolutely, yeah.
All the other things. So.
Yeah. So things like the community pool. You could use and I think Frag was going to work on a contract for this, but you could use money from the community pool. You could use that to provide liquidity on dexes and various kind of protocols to actually encourage volume and people coming to the chain. And once you start to show people outside Terra Classic that there's people in here making money, maybe thriving, maybe making a lot of money, and you publicize that, well, that will attract people, and then that attracts more people, and as more people buy Lunar Classic and they come in here, then the more that's going to attract others, and gradually it will just grow. So yeah, I totally agree with you. I think the community pool could be put to some more greater usage, and if investing that community pool into projects and liquidity pools means that the chain then can benefit from the rewards from those pools, and that can feed back into the community pool or the Oracle pool, then that means that validators and the L1 governance people, if you like, or governance level, that means they've got a vested interest in L2 being successful. So they're going to make decisions which will help, I guess, pump their validator bags.
Yes. Okay, I enjoyed these spaces today. I never know what angle the spaces would go. We started off talking about the Repeg. Vegas did a passionate speech about getting frustrated with the politics. Then we had a bit of a poker game going on. Unfortunately, I lost. I even lost to Rexy, which is quite annoying. We're going to have another tournament next week, Thursday. Hopefully, we can get the community involved in it as well. If you guys want to join, DM Rexy or the casino account, check out the Telegram group. We shared Juris Alpha. It's been a great week for Juris. I know the market's been a bit not so great with Bitcoin dumping. Tomorrow is a big day, guys. I think the next week or so is going to determine how the market unfolds, in my opinion. If we don't get the bullish news, which I think is priced, or people are expecting something from Trump tomorrow, the market could potentially sell off, and that could be quite difficult for Lunar Classic as well, because you look at your portfolio and it's down and it doesn't motivate you. But we'll keep building. Juris has got really exciting stuff.
Just a quick one there, because this is all about communication, isn't it? I've just said one hell of a busy day, and if I've missed somewhat in the news, what's Trump planning to do tomorrow? Or does anybody know?
Tomorrow
he's invited,
is a summit. I'm sorry, go ahead, Trader.
No, you're the American one. Maybe you go ahead.
So that gives me preference. There is he's holding the first ever, actually, crypto summit at the White House. If I'll try to find it and I'll tag you in it. But
even CZ going, isn't
so
he?
you know about it, yeah.
Yes.
There's been Sailor, Ripple, Hedera, lots of big projects are going.
Yes.
So it's going to, people are expecting he's going to come up with some big news. And if that doesn't come, or in the other, who knows with Trump, right? He says something, the next day he changes it. It's been quite difficult to trade. So yeah, that could have a big impact. So keep your eyes out on that. Don't have too much leverage trade on. Spot is fine. If we get a dip, buy the dip if you believe in crypto. Buy Juris, guys. If you want to support us, I guess you can say no one works for free. We're still building here. Pump my bags, Lunar Classic. Juris is doing some cool stuff, not financial advice. But yeah, if you want to support us, go check out Juris, get a bag. It all helps us. Juris will carry on building. So shared some alpha news. Frag told about some of the development that's happening. LL's worked hard to get the exchange listing. So lots are happening for Juris. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything else. Selenium, I support them. Hopefully they can build their platform. TerraPort, TerraCasino, Rexy. Wish you guys all the best. We did the poker thing. It'd be great to grow our community. DJ, you just unmuted.
Bye, Brock.
Bye, Bros. Is it Brock or Brocy? I've been calling it Brocy.
It's broccoli. It's CZ's dog. He told everybody to make meme coins on BSC. And so some Terra Classic big dogs decided to put together this broccoli meme coin, and there are things in the works to actually tie it to Terra Classic. It's gonna be pretty cool. We have some different ideas on how to actually get the attention of CZ. But even if that doesn't work, there are other things that are happening that, like I said, will tie it to Terra Classic and they're going to be very, very beneficial. So it's people that everyone in this space right now knows. And they've been around for quite a while with a hell of a track record. So if you're interested in it, go ahead and grab yourself a bag. It is the very, very beginning. We're just starting to talk about all the plans that we have on making this thing huge. Yeah, that's it. You know, pay attention and we'll send out more information as we can. There's a TG. You can jump in there, get some info. That's it.
Yeah, I've just tagged the TG. I did join. I tweeted that don't fade DJ because DJ shielded Rakoff below 100k, and well, you guys already know what happened to it. And then someone commented he also shielded something else, but you only need one winner, right?
Yeah, I also shielded Elmo or something.
But hey,
That's hilarious.
If you get 5 rugs and DJ hasn't, I mean, even look at me, right? I've shielded lots of scams, right? Who knows what's going to happen, especially in smaller cap coins when you're DJing, right? But then let's say I shield you 5 coins, they go to 0, but the 6th one does a 10x, you still end up making money. So, you know, a DJ still giving you good advice. But yeah, check out Brock. I've just joined the Telegram today. I'll try and look into it more. I've already got myself a little bag, but it is quite a small cap. What else am I missing? I think we've covered everything. It's been a long space. It's 3 hours. I'm losing my voice.
Maybe I can give shout out to our partners Hexagon because they can't be here today. So if you haven't checked out Hexagon Wallet, you can go and check them out. If you want to participate in the validator wars, you can rent the validator on Luna Classic, and I think on other Cosmos chains as well. But it's more fun on Luna Classic. So if you want to run a validator, try it out. You can use Hexagon.
Frag, you unmuted for a sec. I was DMing Frag. He said his wife didn't let him buy Brosi. So.
Actually, he left. She left me because she said husband, would you buy some broccoli from the store? And I went to the store, pulled out my mobile phone, and then I found some broccoli.
Right. Guys, we'll end the spaces there. This Sunday, I got a Hedera Memecoin spaces. We'll be inviting different projects to our spaces on Sunday. Next Thursday, we'll be doing these spaces again, and we'll be doing a poker tournament. There will be a prize money as well. Do we know how much prize money, Rexy, for next week?
I don't as yet. It's I don't know how much prize money do you think we should put up?
I think maybe $100 is decent, right? Or maybe do like 50 and then 50 burn. People like the burns.
Yeah, we'll have to. I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can have a word with Darren from the casino and maybe if something related. Well, maybe make a post about the casino, and depending how many likes we get, will reflect how much prize money is put up. How about that?
Cool. Sounds good. Let's do that. So, right, yeah, Sunday spaces and then Hedera spaces on Sunday. And then next Thursday, we'll have another spaces and we'll do a bit of poker at the end as well. Thank you all for tuning in. Good night.